Hey everybody, this is not really a mod guide. This is just a video that I said I would make for some people who bought my pre-soldered mod kit for the Motoblitz. I just wanted to help them a little bit on mounting the switch. I mounted my switch a little bit differently. I wanted to keep the mechanical lock because I just have high paranoia. You could also mount it the way that Luke from Out of Darts recommends, and you can check out his mod video. It's really, really good. This is just going over how to install the kits that I have up on Etsy that a few people have bought. Also, I want to let you know that I have put up pre-soldered mod kits for the Stryfe. These are also available to run on LIPO, be Valkyries, Krakens, or with extended battery doors. We can run these on AA's as well if you are not ready to get into LIPOs. So those are up on the shop as well. I just love seeing more flywheelers get into people's hands. And as much as I want everyone to learn how to solder and learn how to do everything from start to finish, I know that can be a bit intimidating, and this is kind of a good way to start. You still get a lot of the joy of doing that mod, but you don't have to do all that soldering. So without further ado, here's a video that will only interest about 4 people who've bought kits so far. But I said I would do it, and I think it's a good idea to back up what you make with a helpful little video. So take care. Hey there, welcome. I'm going to keep this pretty casual. This is not really a build guide. Out of Darts has a great build guide for the Motoblitz for modding it. This is just to take a look at the pre-soldered kits that I am selling on Etsy and to show you what you need to do if you did buy one of those. Right away, the very first thing that we can do, and I'm not going to go through the entire process here, but the first thing we can do is get rid of all of the old wiring. We do not need it, and it's just in the way. We can pull out this switch. This switch can come right out as well. We can just gut this completely. We don't need any of this wiring. This old switch is gone. And also Out of Darts, their guide goes over how to kind of do some mods to the tank to make that work a little bit better. Again, this is just meant to be a little bit of a companion. I'm going to try to do one of these for any kit that I sell. Take out, oh, that fell. You take out this one screw for this cage and wiggle it, and this cage comes right out. So there we go, we've done that. So this first part is really easy. I guess that goes over top. We take this, and we carefully and evenly push it down on. You want all of those all the way down onto the posts, and you'll put this screw back in. Your cage is installed. Now, what you might want to do is you might want to look down through the barrel, make sure the flywheels are aligned, make sure you have your cage pressed all the way on. I reach in with a finger as well, and just make sure that your wheels are still rotating freely, that they're not rubbing on something else, because as you can see, that's wheel right there. So you just want to make sure that everything is all good there. So that part's pretty simple. Here's some other stuff you need to do. You need to rip out these metal pieces here and these center pieces. You're going to want to, oh, this is closed, batteries in there. You're going to want to use snips or cutters and get rid of this ledge and make all the room in here that you can so you can put on that extended battery cover. It comes in a few sizes, goes into the little tabs already there, and a screw goes in there. So, and then your wiring will come out here. So that's all you do there. Now for this switch. Now you could go to Out of Darts and mount the switch like he recommends. There's no reason you can't do that. There's lots of wire here. You basically end up mounting it kind of like here. You end up using, see this curve right here? You take out this mechanical lock and you end up using this curve of that. It ends up being a great place for this. You can check that out. What I've done is something a little different. I want the mechanical locks to be there. What that means is I can't jam a dart in the flywheels if it's not revved up. So again, for that, you're going to go in here. You're going to do some cutting. Don't be afraid of a little demolition. Although, go slowly because you can't put it back as easily as you can take it away. And what you're going to do in the end is you're going to mount this like this. These wires will kind of loop back like that, like so. You're going to keep trimming And you're going to make it so that when you push down on this, it presses in the switch. So let's do a little more cutting. I'm pretty sure I have to cut all of this. And I might end up using a Dremel to even it out. You could just use sandpaper. You don't have to have a Dremel. There we go. I just did that quickly. It needs to be a little bit more flush, but it's basically going to, your trigger here is going to sit right here. And then when you push in on this rev, I don't know if you can see that. See what's kind of happening there once we have that secured in? Just like that. Yeah, it's perfect. You basically want that butted up right there. So you may be looking at this and you may go, okay, well, how am I going to get it to stay there? That's why I did make this little brace. And what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to use some crazy glue. And you're going to want to glue this brace, not to the switch, but you're going to want to glue this brace to this side piece right here. So it's going to basically be sitting like this, and that will help keep your switch in. Again, I kind of have these meant to curl underneath here. Your actual wires are meant to go through a path just like that. It's kind of a nice way for them to go up here, and you can see you have, don't mind that spring. That spring will be, when it's back in position, is out of the way. Your wires go up through here, and then this is your wire that you're going to cut through to get into that battery compartment. So lots of wire, lots of slack, lots of room. These wires will not get caught up on this pusher rod. You'll be fine. So for here, we glue this on. You're going to want to either hold it for a bit, depending on the glue or epoxy that you're using, just to show you here nice and close what it looks like. You can see that this bottom part would be glued to that ledge there. Helps hold the switch in. This switch can be over almost to that post, and that positioning will work really well for the button. Here's one that's all done. You can see I went pretty liberally with the hot glue as well. I like to just make it that this has nowhere to go. This hot glue kind of extra reinforces this little brace that I made. This is going nowhere. And you can see when I push in the rev trigger, it makes this go down, and that's how it works. So I'll just kind of show you that for a second. So you want to play with that positioning a little bit and get it rock solid in there. And once you do, it should work pretty great. I'm gonna show you what you need to Dremel out on the other side of this. I might as well, since I'm here, right? Obviously I filled all this with glue, so a bunch of this stuff needs to go. We can leave this screw port here. We should be able to leave this one because this one is that one. We should be able to fit that last one up here. That one might be okay as well. Oh, you know what? I probably didn't need to get rid of all that clip, but when we screw into here, into there, it'll hold it down, so it's fine. These wires will eventually get tucked in between. To do that, we are going to have to shave a little bit off that corner. And we just widened that to make a little more room. Looks a little messy, but it's inside the blaster. So that's just an overview on how to install this kit. I wish you luck, and let me know if you have any questions.